everybody.
Welcome back to Glitter Gel Pen.
Episode 4 of Podmas.
Mary Podmas.
Where we're taking you through day 12 through 24 until we get to Christmas time. And we're giving you little sprinkles of Glitter Gel Pen in between.
So today we are going to be discussing the Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift beef. I have created a timeline of every interaction they've ever had.
Okay.
And then I figured we could walk through the timeline and then discuss what we think, because there's a lot of speculation about this relationship.
Okay.
But these are the only public interactions that we know of. I want to credit the Swiftologist because Zach is the one who I first have seen break this down, and I did use his video to reference the timeline of interactions. As Olivia was coming up on Disney Channel, she referenced Taylor Swift often as an inspiration as a songwriter. And she was leading up to the release of her first album, Sour. So she covered Cruel Summer in April of 2020 during quarantine. The link is just a video to her cover, so if we want to add it in, we can. Taylor Swift shared the video of Olivia singing, gave her kudos, stating the talent on her Instagram story. Driver's License was released on January 8th of 2021. It immediately went viral. Taylor Swift sent Olivia a congratulations letter after Driver's License success. Olivia then posted that she was number 3 on a music chart under Taylor Swift with 2 of the Evermore songs.
I remember that happening.
Yeah, so Taylor Swift commented on the post that Olivia posted saying, "That's my baby and I'm real proud." So there was obviously public support at this time.
Yeah, and it looks like Olivia responded to Taylor's thing and said, "Crying like a baby, thank you for everything you do." So, Olivia was a big Taylor fan.
Yeah, and I mean, you could definitely hear, the influence of Taylor Swift in Driver's License. Just, the narrative songwriting and the way that she did it. So, in every interview leading up to the release of Sour, Olivia is raving about Taylor Swift, saying that she could have been, using it to just gain more interest because Taylor Swift was so big and Olivia was so new.
Yeah.
But she was also just, young and excited, and her favorite artist is showing her, she's, suddenly in the same room with her idol.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be dying.
Yeah.
So
the constant mentions of Taylor Swift created a constant comparison between the two of them to the public. And in March of 2021, Taylor Swift sends Olivia another handwritten letter and the red ring. So this was leading up to the release of her second single, Deja Vu, which was in April of 2021. And the public instantly started comparing it to Cruel Summer because of the screaming in the bridge, but
I've never heard it.
I haven't either. I don't think it's related at all.
Yeah, I've never been able to listen to it and be like, that sounds like Cruel Summer.
I could hear inspiration, but that's about it.
Yeah, and every artist is inspired by something, so I don't think it's anything crazy.
I don't either. So, Deja Vu was obviously very successful, and Taylor and Olivia met for the first time in person at the Brits in May of 2021, right before Sour was released. Sour was released towards the end of May in 2021. On the song One Step Forward, Three Steps Back on Sour, it directly references New Year's Day as a sample.
I've heard that, and I noticed that whenever that was happening, I thought whenever what we come to find out, I'm sure we're going to get there with all the interactions and stuff. Whenever drama was happening, I was thinking at first that it had to do with New Year's Day, before I realized that was not the case, because I knew that it sampled New Year's Day.
Right. And I always thought in the very beginning, I thought that Olivia did it on purpose to get Taylor Swift mentioned in the writing credits of her first big album.
Okay, yeah.
Because as a marketing thing, that would be a smart thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor and Jack Antonoff were given writing credits to One Step Forward, Three Steps Back in July of 2021. So I guess their name initially wasn't on the record at all.
Okay.
Which is sort of why
that is kind of weird. Why would you literally sample Taylor's song and not put her on it?
You know how she is about her rights to her music and stuff.
Yeah.
Dan Nigro, which produced Olivia's first album, has made some comments along the lines of, once someone is successful, suddenly someone wants a piece of it. And he never directly referenced Taylor, but it's insinuated that that's
what he was referring to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor never commented on receiving the credits to the song. Even though a few months prior, Hayley Williams commented on getting credits on the song Good For You as it was being compared to Misery Business. She said that she didn't want to be credited and didn't deserve royalties because it wasn't a direct copy of her work. It was just inspiration.
Yeah, which I think that that's the better way to go about it.
Yeah, and it made me like respect what Haley said a lot, because it's like, why take something away from a young female artist who's just starting? Like, she's obviously not like ripping off your work.
Yeah, and like nobody is gonna listen to Good For You over Misery Business. Like, it's not taking away from that.
And it's one thing, like, they were given the credits, but Taylor could have easily came out and like made a statement, and she chose not to. Taylor Swift has not referenced Olivia since this. Like, she's never mentioned her again. Like, her album was obviously so successful, and like there are theories that maybe Taylor Swift's like, well, now that could be as big as me, I'm not gonna give her any more light. And Olivia has also stopped referencing Taylor as her inspiration. The public also wanted to believe that Vampire off of Olivia's sophomore album Guts was written about Taylor Swift.
I was on that team, like thinking that was it. I mean, whether like, you know, artists are inspired by multiple things, so I think that the actual song could have been like referencing multiple people.
Yeah, for sure.
But
that lyric.
Yeah.
The girls your age know better.
Yeah.
It's like
at least part of that song, to me, 100% is about Taylor Swift. Like, or had her in mind while writing it at some point.
Yeah.
Didn't they have some kind of like beef because of Cruel Summer?
So,
like, didn't they claim songwriting credit for that?
There wasn't a credit on it. It was just the public speculating that Deja Vu was a ripoff of Cruel Summer.
So then, really, what I always thought was that that Taylor took a credit for Deja Vu because of it sounding like Cruel Summer.
That's what I thought too, but it wasn't in this video. Like, that was breaking it all down. So I was like, maybe we just like misunderstood, and it was just the public.
Taylor is on the writing credits for Deja Vu, and I know that this is because Taylor or her team, so she would say, because it's never directly Taylor, according to her, but fought for that, for it allegedly sounding like Cruel Summer, which I always thought was wrong, because I don't think that. Like,
I don't either.
If anything, I mean, I definitely do understand the New Year's Day sample, because like that is directly Taylor's work.
But I feel like it was just the public hyping up the Deja Vu Cruel Summer comparisons. I don't feel like the copying was actually there.
I've always thought that was wrong of Taylor to like take a credit for that, because, you know, Taylor's so big on like her work and owning her work and people not taking what's hers and blah blah blah. And it's like, if that was Taylor, she'd be like raising hell, like writing a ton of songs about how people want to take credit for your work that you did and blah blah blah. Like, so I always
there could have been something behind the scenes from Olivia's side too that made Taylor take that credit. You know, like, we really don't know, because they've never publicly addressed anything.
Yeah.
But it's very telling that like Haley Williams came out and made a statement that she didn't want the credit, and Taylor Swift never did that, and then she took credit for a song that really wasn't, like, even less than Good For You and Misery Business was comparable.
For sure.
Olivia was mentioning Taylor Swift a lot in her interviews leading up to Sour, but now whenever she's asked about Taylor Swift, she has become incredibly media trained in the responses, just kind of insinuating like her team has worked with her on how to respond to that, because there is something to not talk about there.
Yeah.
I think it's very telling that Olivia did not go to the Eras tour, and she was a huge Taylor Swift fan.
And I mean, everybody was going to the Eras tour. All celebrities, like, even if they probably never listened to Taylor Swift in their car, like, jamming out, they were in that celebrity tent at the Eras tour on some show or another. Carly Kloss was there. She was in the nosebleed, but she was there.
I know. Like, it would be so sad to, like, your whole career be inspired by someone, and then you make it to the top and have a falling out with them.
Yeah.
Like, I would be intimidated to be in the same room with her if I was Olivia, because she's so much younger than her.
Yeah.
She's so young. Like, I don't even know if she's 21 yet.
Yeah. And I love Taylor Swift, for real. Like, really. But I always have thought that, like, Taylor is kind of,
she's a businesswoman at the end of the day.
Yeah, and she's going to try to stay on top. Like, and she knows. I think that Taylor, in some way, is kind of intimidated by Olivia.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think she sees this young girl coming up who's going to steal her spot.
Well, if you have any questions about how Taylor feels about, like, someone new coming in, just listen to Nothing New on the Red Taylor's version. It's like, it's a sad song, because it's like you do get older, and like, It's that like Clarabow kind of thing that she does on Tortured Poets, where it's like age is inevitable, and it's like she's been in the industry for 20 years now. Yeah. It's crazy.
And I know to her, it's like, how do I stay relevant and how do I keep making music and keep being successful when other young artists are coming in and they're like trying to take my spot.
And they're like doing it with the skills that she's taught them. Like, I think me and you both like wrote music when we were young because we listened to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like that is ingrained in us because we listened to her growing up.
Yeah. And so she kind of feels like, how come you guys get to start having all this knowledge and stuff that I didn't get to have, and it's all because of me, and you're going to take my spot. I think that's in her brain what she kind of thinks, and because we know Taylor Swift.
Olivia's like owned all of her music from the beginning because of the stuff that Taylor Swift has gone through.
Yeah.
That's the summary of Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo's beef. I don't know if there's actual beef there. I think it's just business stuff. I don't think it's personal.
Yeah.
Personally.
Even though they personally haven't been seen together or commenting on each other's stuff since all this unfolded. But it could have to do, too, with the fact that, like, maybe Taylor, how he said, is older, and maybe she can understand that things are business. But Olivia, being so young and starting out...
And inspired by her. It, like, hurts her more.
Yeah, it hurts her more. She takes it more personal, which I can understand that, too. As, like, what was she, like, 18 or something?
Yeah, she was so young.
Yeah, like, as an 18-year-old, your idol, like, ends up, like, suing for a songwriting credit, and then... You know, I could see that. So that was a fun talk for this Podmas. Subscribe to the channel to keep getting little sprinkles of us until Christmas, along with our full-length episodes.
Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
TTYL.
Bye.